Oh. Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, you're in game. Where are you?
In the trees.
You're in the trees. Oh, I see you.
In
Hey.
the Vietnamese.
Mm,
Oh. Here's the skin I whipped up.
is it Luna Snow but wearing a tie?
It's Ulquiorra, but wearing a tie.
Who?
Uh, here, bleach.
I thought it
Let
was,
me send
I
it.
just thought it was Luna Snow.
That's fair. Well, I mean, Luna the Snow doesn't really have white skin.
White hair. I
Hold
see.
on, I'm gonna F5 this. Yeah, that's just black. That I can see where you'd get that. That's Ulquiorra's like mask on the right side of his head. That his
Oh,
hair is black.
I see.
I see you're not a bleach consumer.
Get in the house. Get in here. Here.
Hi.
This is my house. Wipe your feet off. Go back out. Wipe your
Oh,
feet.
oh, hold on. Okay.
Thanks. All right, have a seat. Welcome to my place. This is Kane the fish.
Lovely.
Don't tap the case. This is my bamboo.
What if I tap it?
It says not to. What the? Whoa. Wait.
Hmm.
Stand in front of it again. A little closer. Whoa, that's so weird.
What happened?
All right. Switch spots with me. Stand like on the staircase and look right here.
Okay.
All right, ready? Watch my name
Yep.
tag. Watch the sign, actually.
Okay. Bro, what? What happened?
Wait, my turn.
That is weird.
Let me see it again.
Hold on, do name tags just like have priority?
Oh, wait. Unshift, though. And then it's fine again. But then you shift. That's
Name
so...
tags might just have like visual priority.
That's so interesting. Get in your seat! Hi. Welcome to the esteemed Talkative Town.
Woo.
Do you have an application or a resume for living here?
No, I'm a squatter. I came here from the trees.
Well, lucky for you, we're desperate for residents. Dippy Fresh, everyone. This is Dippy Fresh. Can I call
That's
you?
me.
Can I call you Isaac?
You may.
All right, get out of my house. You've disgraced
But
this
what if I
place.
like it in the house?
Well, now you're never allowed in again. But I'll give you a quick tour.
Alrighty.
Welcome to the greenhouse. This is Madison's greenhouse right here.
Oh,
It looks extra nice at night.
Madison built this.
Yes.
This is way too intricate for me to replicate.
Yeah,
I'm such a bad builder, bro.
There's-
I'm nervous for mine.
flower tables over here.
Lovely.
This is the fungi table. She got bees in here too.
There's a frog.
Mm-hmm. She somehow got her hands on a wither rose, but we're gonna ignore the implications of that.
Gotcha.
This is her frog pond. They love the frogs pond.
I love the frogs.
When they jump on the lily pad, they'll spin.
Oh,
Yeah. Specifically if they land on a lily pad. Right now they're just kind of enjoying the water.
it's going for a dive. Goodness.
Oh, they keep missing it. There he goes. He's gonna spin.
Dude, that's awesome.
All right, let's get out of here. It looks even better at night. It's about to be sundown, so we'll make a run back when when I show you the other places.
Sure.
This is the Grand Bridge. It doesn't have a name. It does now. It's the Grand Bridge.
The Grand Bridge.
Mm-hmm. Our portal. On our left, you'll see Kyle's house.
I saw that on the Kyle episode of the Talkative Town podcast.
Wow, a fan we have here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Still nothing in it. It's pretty barren.
Mm.
But this is where we go to hang out at campfires. And then we
Okay.
obviously have the saloon. If you ever need to kick back and get a little drink on.
Of course.
We got a little puppy dog. And this is Ronaldo the armadillo.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's a nice place in here. I really like it. You mentioned you haven't played Java in a while.
Oh, not in a long time. Well, I've been playing Minecraft so sparingly, but whenever I do play, I always play it on the Prism launcher. So like playing vanilla Minecraft has been a while for me.
Right. And then you can take another look at her base if you want in the dark. I think it looks cooler with the night sky. But where do you think you're gonna want to build your base? Maybe like
Yes,
it's
the view looks so good.
kind of hoping to get more mainland island guys.
I got you. I know where like I guess I wouldn't call it a quote unquote base, but I do have an idea, and like the mainland would work because I need it to be surrounded by the woods.
Okay.
Actually, this area right here would be perfect.
Yeah, we can dig out some more of these trees too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put down some more
I do
torches.
have a little idea, although I'm gonna get the
Isaac,
birch trees out because I don't. Yeah, what's up, man?
how have you been?
Man, better.
You've been
I
doing
was
better.
going.
That's good to hear.
Yes, I've been going through what I can only describe as like a 5-year blip.
A blip?
Uh, yeah. It's literally like how in Endgame like they have that whole 5-year fiasco like they
Yeah, I know
call
what the
the
blip is.
snap or whatever,
They called
right?
it the blip.
That's what it feels like because it's like it was exactly 5 years ago since like a certain incident, but I won't go into detail. But it's
Right.
just like ever since then, like the past 5 years have been just so rough, just trying to get my health back to where it was. But
Okay.
I got some much needed R&R back at home with some people that I haven't talked to for a while, and
Yeah.
it helped.
You're
It helped a lot.
talking about Sam and Sean.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have at least Sean on the podcast at some point.
Dude, I aspire to have Sean's moral standards. Like if there is a person that I like place as like my benchmarker for like what it means to be like a kind-hearted person, that is Sean, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For me personally, I have to put Sean down a peg. He's starting to get we gotta get rid of his ego, you know?
No, no, the thing you gotta understand about Sean is that whenever he shows off confidence or ego, it is almost 100% in sarcasm.
Oh, I know. I know.
Hmm.
That's my joke. We can't let him get too big for his britches, you
Yeah,
know?
you can't let him get too egotistical now. Come on.
We can't let him feel that great about himself.
I know.
But I'm glad to hear you're doing better. That was I was gonna keep putting your episode off. I feel bad about it. I was like, next time. And then I was like, maybe he needs to talk. So and
Nah, man.
that's what this space is for, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
I absolutely get it. It's like, throughout throughout our years, John, and our youth, we've had our own little stuffs, but I am glad that I've gotten to talk to you and gotten to know you more in like the past I'll call it like 6 months ish. I know that you're
well,
in
even
production
like
into.
we were starting to be friends like 2 years ago now, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. I know because it was when my group of friends had first started into getting into like more like multiplayer games. We were always playing Dead by Daylight, and that's still one of my favorites, no matter how much the developers want to leave it to die. But we started getting into like Overwatch, and oh man,
You needed that.
that
Well,
was the highlight of my career of mistakes. Like,
playing
I don't want to play that
Overwatch.
game ever again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hey, come back to my house really quick. Not to interrupt
Alrighty.
you. There's a whole chest with like tools that you can use.
Oh, that would have been nice to know.
I refilled it just for you too.
Yeah, no, I've just been like going around like, oh, it's time for stone, like
Yeah,
doing
so
the Minecraft motions.
these chests outside my house, free of use, and there's some like pickaxes and shovels in the other one.
Oh, that's lovely.
There you go. But yeah, actually, it was thanks to Kyle that I was invited to the group. Because to be honest, I was very iffy about being in it. But then Kyle was like, "Why don't you play games with us sometime?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope that like I didn't want to make you feel like unwelcome, but like there were forces there that were out of my control. I know this is a public episode, so I'm not gonna name it outright, but you probably know what I mean by forces out of my control.
yeah, I know what you mean. Stuff
there, there,
happens.
there's people. Dude, Kyle. There
Yeah, I told him thanks.
he is.
He's around here. He's probably at his house.
I'm gonna go say hello. But yeah, it's just I couldn't necessarily control the actions of others. I was trying to make you feel as welcomed as possible, but it blew up in my face. We couldn't invite a lot of new people for a long time because of that. But luckily, we got that all sorted out.
There you go. Yeah, I've been kind of chilling. Wow, that was the cutest interaction I've ever seen. I'm like on the
He just
bridge.
watered himself into a hole.
I see that. I'm watching you guys through my spyglass.
And that was our little friendship crunches moment.
Whoa, where'd you go? There you go.
This way.
Is he? Wait, so is he just in?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's just
there
in
he
a hole
is.
in the floor. Oh, he resurfaced.
What is he doing? He's making something. All right,
I'm not sure.
We'll check back on him throughout the episode.
But yeah, it's just I am glad that we got to have you back because I do have fun playing games with you, and it's important to be able to change out the people you play with every now and then.
Yeah, well, part of it for me, I just kind of with the whole drama I've been dealing with. Wow, this is a floating birch tree. This is despicable. I've kind of been treating friends differently as of late, I guess. After this whole drama that I've been through, I am oh, there's a natural frog out here. Very cool. I just like there's certain people that I'll keep at arm's length so they can't hurt me, and other people, I'll let them in a little closer, So like Sean has like my defenses down. He could stab me right here, right now, and I'd be like, "Damn, I didn't see that coming. This hurts like hell." And then like
it just makes you more defensive.
If like other members of the idiot or like, what do you guys want to be called?
I mean,
your domain members. If any of honestly,
yeah.
most of them, if they were like decided they hated me, it wouldn't really affect me because I kind of keep them at arm's length.
It's such a never-ending changing name, but we'll stick with the domain for now when we reference them.
Sure, yeah. I used to refer to you guys as the idiots, and I was like, they have it coming.
Well, yeah, it was the Idiot Island previously, but that name has so much BS attached to it. I just decided to ditch it.
Do you remember our not that your domain of dumb really fixes it.
Not that it really changes anything, it just relabels it, but sometimes you gotta slap a new coat of paint on something, right? It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
I just saw a pig, so that was convenient. Yeah, do you remember the Idiot Island SMP, bro?
Dude, that is like ancient texts, bro.
I have a recording of us exploring the deep dark, like 6 of us.
Dude, there are so many lovable moments from that. I remember, I forget the quote from the quote chat, but there was one quote in particular from you that I'm trying to remember so badly.
It was like, something crazy?
Yeah, you said something like out of pocket, like hold on, I'm like undressing myself or something like that. It was something to do with your clothing, and it was just funny.
Yeah. I like to take off my stuff. I probably was like getting less clothed in real life because it was too hot or something.
Something to that effect. Yeah, no, it's just I think that I've been learning a lot of stuff about like just keeping in touch with yourself. Like I think having talks with people like this is important. Like having personal connection is very important. I have struggled with isolation issues for a very long time.
Yeah.
TLDR, because I know it's going to be very hard for her to find. My mom, basically, she has like bad germophobia. She gets very scared at like anything to do with like hospitals or doctors' offices, or like she constantly washes her hands.
Okay.
Like she's scared of getting sick. Because of this reason, she, when COVID had first hit, like the pandemic, she made it her personal mission to like make sure me or my grandma or everybody, like nobody was allowed to leave the house. And then I ended up getting sick because we never left the house. We couldn't build up antibodies to it. So I'm just now realizing as I'm placing it down that cobblestone is like the opposite of what I want.
You were mentioning communication and such, and like how important it is to just sit down and have a conversation. And like, yeah, that's why I made the podcast. Originally, I was worried. Wow, I think I just did a huge circle. Holy crap. I'm actually crazy.
Mm.
Um, I originally made this because I was feeling like I was losing my old friend group, you know?
Yeah.
And this was just my way uh of like connecting with everyone again. Except a lot of a few of them didn't take it seriously, and then also just drama went down anyway. So, but I don't want to abandon this because I still have some friends.
Hmm.
I still have actually. I'm kind of rebuilding my like roster. Is
Well, I
how
mean,
I
it's
would describe
important
it.
to. Things will always get bad. Life is life. It's important to remember, like, you will always have people in your corner. Like, you are never going to be alone, realistically. There's like a. This is getting a little bit off the tangent of where I was going before, but I digress. One of my favorite.
He's
This is so
digressing. He's
weird. This,
digressing.
yeah. One of my favorite facts, which is so weird, but it is true, is that if you're under the age of 38, then you have yet to hear the funniest joke you've ever heard in your life. But if you're above the age of 38, then you have told a joke that somebody will consider to be the funniest joke ever told. So no matter how alone you think you are, you will always leave an impact in somebody's life.
I'm not sure how realistic that is, but you know what? It's a beacon of hope.
It gives me a hope, at least. It's like something to think about. But like I was saying, it's just and then I moved up to Central, right? I'm at college now,
Yeah, you're Central
and all
College,
my
right?
all my friends are like 2 hours down south. And it's just been hard. I haven't been able to really connect with people up here like I was able to back at home.
Yeah.
And it's just been a struggle. I like to spend days in my apartment just kind of on my own playing games and trying to stay productive. It's just been kind of a spiral of not getting it done.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've talked to you about this on like a personal, okay, different like personal levels, but it's just been a roller coaster of emotions. But I've
Yeah.
gotten through it comfortably enough.
I
Um,
uh I was gonna say, oh, where am I? I'm trying to get these sheep home, and there's a freaking ravine in the way.
ooh, I might borrow that. But
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like I was struggling just like a few days ago. Like it's late at night. You know, my girlfriend goes to bed because she's got work super early in the morning. I don't blame her, and I don't even mind the alone time sometimes. But I that night specifically, I was like, man, I really want to like talk to somebody and just hang out. But like I think you and Sean were both asleep, and like oh, I lost a sheep. Get back here.
Yeah, Sean was over, so we were sleeping at that
Oh yeah,
point.
you guys were like doing your own. I don't know if it was that night, but either way, you guys weren't available, and then like um, just like nobody else was really awake. Everyone was offline, and I'm just sitting there, and I just felt just very alone in that moment, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Hmm.
Wow, you got a hole going on, and I ended up. That's kind of I don't know if you saw my server, but I kind of kickstarted a bunch of things back to back.
Hmm.
And that's because I sat down and I made like a I made a huge to-do list is what I did. So I have like a list of ideas for videos I want to do. I've kind of canceled my YouTube retirement because I just realized I like it too much.
Right.
Um, and so I've got those coming up, and then I also just made like I actually sat down and I made podcast questions. So now, if I run out of topics to say, I have a few extra in my catalog.
There you go.
There we go. And then, yeah, just I just made all these lists because I don't do anything if I don't have to, and it just keeps me. I just need to stay productive, you know. Otherwise, I'll go crazy.
Oh yeah. You're preaching to the choir, actually. this gets back into my main topic is
Segue point.
again, yeah, segue point. Just communication is key. Like I was just in a way I was isolating myself because I had nothing to do. Like I'd gotten to such a mental low. I didn't feel like I was like connecting with anything up here that it just felt impossible. And there's been a lot of that same sentimentality in my friend group recently. It's like everybody's just been very down in the dumps. I don't know if it has to do with like the winter, because I know that like winter can be a depressive month for some people.
Yeah, people don't like
But
it.
um, it just felt like the entire server just became this air of negativity. And it's nobody's
Mm.
fault. Like I'm not blaming a person for creating it to be that way, but I just felt like we were all going through like very negative experiences at the same time. So like there was really nobody who could help lighten up the mood at that point. Um,
Ah.
and that's why it just felt like so hard to solve. But what was important for me is just I had kind of an episode. This is something I never thought I would have to go through, but I've been struggling with anxiety a lot more in my adult life. I knew that
Oh
my
yeah.
mom and my dad had it, and my dad is also bipolar too. I just hope it doesn't creep up in me. Uh,
Yeah.
and I can already kind of see it creeping up in me on some days, so I try to like temper myself to the best that I can, because you can kind of see it when I get like the ego of my opinion is right. Everyone is stupid except me.
Oh
That's
yeah.
like the dad in me, but
The dad in you. Right.
yeah. But I don't know. It's just you know, learning to temper myself, learning when is like important to open up. I had sort of a I don't know what exactly to call it because I don't know what the proper term is. It was either like a panic attack or like a mental breakdown, something to that effect. When Ryan
Hmm.
and Tyler were over and we were drinking, and I
Serious
had
subject matter
gotten
here.
yeah, I had gotten like seriously drunk that
Okay.
night. And I'll add a disclaimer here because I don't know exactly how this works or what rating this is, but there's like what I'm about to talk about is like a very serious topic.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So if you
like
guys are,
if people are uncomfortable, I just don't want them to like get proper help, know who you need to call.
yeah, if you
If
guys are
you're uncomfortable
uncomfortable
with it, don't listen.
with self harm, suicide, that kind of thing, skip to the next chapter, the next moment.
Yeah. So long pause. That night when Ryan brought up the drinking, I had lied to him. I told him that I wanted him to bring it over because I wanted him to have the night that, like, the birthday that he wanted. When he turned 21, he spent it alone in his room,
Yeah.
and he could really only call us. Like, he didn't really get to have the 21st drinking party he wanted, right? Because his family was all at work or sleeping, and he just felt bad about it. So I told him that, after Christmas for after New Year's, he could come up and we'd have that moment. But prior to that point, I was talking with my counselor about this just last week when I met her. But I was on suicide watch for basically the whole month of December because I had tried to take my life multiple times.
Okay.
Um, and that night was also no exception. Like when I was trying to get drunk, I was trying to get drunk to, overdose. And once I realized, the severity of what was going on and who I was around and stuff like that, I got like super panicked. I started having like an episode. Tyler was the only sober one, so he kind of had to baby me and Ryan. Ryan like locked himself in my bathroom at like 4 in the morning, and I was
Bro.
just
To
shaking
like
like a
puke or
leaf.
something.
I have no idea because he wouldn't let us in. Like Ryan's not a very emotionally open man, right?
Okay.
But I called my dad. It's like
Oh
something that
yeah.
I never in a million years, I would have ever thought that I would have done. But I called my dad in that moment instead of anybody else, and he woke up at like 4 o'clock getting ready for work, and I just talked to him for like 2 hours, and it was the best conversation I've ever had with my dad in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
cool.
basically I said, here's I'm just laying it all out in the open for you. I told them about everything that was going on, physically and mentally. Just, I had started getting to the point where I was like, harming myself, right? So I was telling them about all this. And, Dad's just like, ironically enough, I've been in your shoes. And, I'm just here to let you know that, like, I know I haven't been, the best father throughout your life, but I'm going to try to be here for you when you need it, and you can call me whenever type thing. And that just meant a lot to me because obviously, I said this before, I didn't have a super great relationship with my dad growing up or my stepmom.
Yeah.
And, like, being able to have that conversation just, like, reaffirmed to me that he actually did care, which was something that I needed. And ended up working out better for the both of us. After that, that's when I had opened up to you and everybody else about everything that was going on.
Right.
I had talked to Sam and Sean about it, and we had scheduled a weekend, which was last weekend, for all of us to basically just meet up. We were gonna do all the stuff that made us happy, and we were gonna like basically try and rebuild the pieces of my broken ass life. So
Right. Yeah.
we did. We went out shopping. I got brand new style, which is ripped directly from Sam's closet. Don't not to quote anybody on that, but
What kind
uh,
of style would you describe it as?
it's like the in between of like gothic and not. It's like what you imagine a teenager from '07 was trying to look like.
Gothic.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't want to say like gothic or emo, but like that's kind of what it is. It's like the leather jacket, the
Kind of
rings, like
grungy.
silver. Yeah, like grungy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's not that I like paint my nails or dye my hair or anything. It's just a style that just feels more comfortable to me with like the black and silver.
Okay.
So that's what I ended up going with. And I felt so much better about myself. Like it was a big confidence booster for me to know that like I could actually like look good in something. Because again, like self-image was another thing that I was struggling with at the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like it just helped a lot. And having Sam and Sean there to talk definitely helped more than I could have ever imagined. Like the more and more that I started talking to different people about this subject matter, the more I wanted to, because then I just started feeling like talking about all of it helped me like heal in a way.
Yeah. It just kind of starts spilling out at some point.
Yeah, like in the beginning of all of this, now that we put the disclaimer here, I'll get into more of the nitty gritty of what went on in the past 5 years.
Sure. If
Um,
that's what you want to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Just for now. I'm not gonna touch on it for too long,
Okay.
but I will bring it up just so there's context.
Sure.
Um, when I was growing up, with specifically my mom and dad, like my parents, like my main family unit, we didn't really get along healthily. Like there was a lot of dysfunction. My parents had divorced when I was about 5 years old, and my mom is not divorced. She's disabled with like physically disabled. She rides in a wheelchair, walks with crutches, that type of thing.
Okay.
Um, and my dad was very abusive to her when they were married and me when I was growing up. And I didn't realize any of it until I was much, much older about how abnormal my family was. Like, for instance, on my dad's side of the family, there was a lot of incredibly insensitive and racist jokes that our family would tell all the time that we thought were like hilarious, but I didn't realize until I got into middle school and I repeated one of those jokes, right? That it actually meant something else. Because that's how I ended up getting my ass beat. I was sent to the office. They're like, "Why'd you say this thing?" I'm like, "Oops," right?
Yeah.
Like
Like
I
how do you
thought this,
explain
I
that?
thought this was normal, like low key, and that's what ended up being like a big eye opener to my family might not be as normal as I think. Back then, really the only two people I could rely on to be as like a rock for me were my grandparents, my mom's dad and mom. So
Okay.
my grandma Joyce and my grandpa Chris. And eventually, their health problems kind of caught up to them. In 2015, my grandma was diagnosed with COPD. So, for the viewers who don't know at home, although I'm sure it's very common with people who are old and smoke, it's a lung disorder where your lungs deteriorate slowly until you basically have to go on like those oxygen tanks things, which is why you see like a lot of old people walking around with like the cannulas and stuff. That's because of said disorder.
Okay.
Um, and my grandma was one of those people. And like back to back within the span of 2 years, my grandpa had gotten into a car accident, and my grandma had ended up living with us in hospice, and then ended up succumbing to the COPD. And like within those 2 moments, you know, just thinking about them made me very, very not happy for a long time because I was never really given a chance to grieve because everybody was locked inside with COVID.
Yeah. I'm
And
sorry, I'm not
then,
laughing at you. I'm laughing at
no,
something
I
else.
know. And then, where was I? I totally just blanked. Um, but yeah, like the general picture is that like, I didn't exactly live a super duper normal life growing up, is what I'm trying to get at. And I've learned that a lot of what that was started cropping up as issues in my adult life, like this anxiety and like mental stuff that I've only realized like the reasons that I didn't bring it up until now was because that was just the way that I was raised. Like my whole family comes from Alabama and the South, and I have very long and old family lineage, right?
Okay.
My family's whole mantra was, mental health is fake.
Mental health is fake.
Right.
Holy crap.
Right. Like it's that whole it's that whole saying of like, if you're a man, you're supposed to be the one who's like, strong, right? Like stuff isn't supposed to affect you. You just kind of gotta suck it up and move on type thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for a long time, and that just ended up not working. Um
No,
but
it really doesn't long term.
no, like not even short term. And when I was doing it in the short term, it didn't make me feel any better either. And
Well, that's not what it's about. It's about being a man.
yeah, of course. Sorry, yes. But now that I'm here, it's just it feels better. Like I'm to a place where I'm able to talk about this stuff without being afraid to or feel like I'm not allowed to. Like it's stuff that I can be very open about now because now it's like the difference between me and like say somebody who's like super negative and super pessimistic, and if you are in that place, I hope you do get help. But is that like you kind of start to realize the only way, like you can hope that things will change, but like at the end of the day, the only way things are going to change is if you apply in the initial effort. Like you kind of have to kick yourself to like get going and to start like getting back the life that you want. Nothing ever comes for free. Like if you want to get better and if you want to change your habits, if you want to get better health, you have to be willing to take those steps. It's not just going to fall into your lap for you. And that's what I ended up having to do. Since that moment, we're out of that whole shadowy area now, so we're good with the disclaimer.
Oh, cool.
But since that moment, a lot of stuff has just felt more positive in my life again. Like even like my coworker, when I went to work today, even like my boss and my coworkers like noticed that I looked like just generally more healthy, right? Because I wasn't eating or sleeping for so long, and they saw me walk in there looking normally. They're like, "My God, you don't look like a skeleton. This is new."
Oh my god. You've been eating better, you said?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Just like trying to keep my schedule consistent enough to where like I don't have to waste money on getting food delivered or where I don't have to like wait until basically the end of the day to figure out what I want to eat for food. Like I plan all that in advance now. Um and it's just helped a lot. Like having the right schedule in my day, having the right mindset about it has just helped me stay a lot more positive.
Right.
But enough about me. Let's talk about Mr. John Skellington.
Oh, you have a question for me?
I do. Uh, how has everything been? I know you were talking about earlier that, you had that night where you just felt like alone. Everybody was gone for. Is that Kyle looking at me?
No.
He was staring at me through your window for a moment there.
Kyle's not
But
here.
I know you were talking about you were just like feeling alone that one night, and you decided to like become more productive with your YouTube channel, which I think is great. But like, have you been doing like fine overall? Because I know that you've been like
Oh
on and
man.
off thinking about the whole situation, and then like, yeah, I'm over it, or something reminds me of it. I want to check up and make sure that you're doing good.
I mean, like, I don't even know at this point. It's on and off, right?
Mhm.
Just like being an adult is is kind of stressful, I guess. You know?
Yeah, it's exhausting, man.
That too. Here, I'm gonna dye this baby. You're coming
It took
with
me
me.
it took me so long just to learn how to feed myself, bro. Like I can't imagine like being in that situation where like you've like already got your own, like you got two incomes to consider. Like you're in a two-person household. Like you gotta work around your entire schedule. You gotta make sure all your stuff is paid. You gotta make sure you're living, and you still have
Yeah.
time to like do fun things that you want to do. Because if all you focus on is just paying bills and living, that'd be so pointless.
Hmm. I was talking about with Madison how I mentioned this in the podcast episode, so it's nothing new. But she has kind of been paying for all of she not everything, but she's been covering a lot of the rent lately because my work just hasn't been giving me like any hours lately.
Yeah.
So, holy crap, these sheep are ravenous.
It's the retail experience right now, bro. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah, I wasn't getting any hours, so I just was barely making any money. So every month I'm like, honey, can I have money so we can afford to stay here? And it felt pretty crappy because I don't want to be a toxically masculine guy. Wow, he left all of this dirt here.
You don't want to be like, no, I must pay for everything. That's kind of how I was with my ex, is that like she would get so upset because I wouldn't let her pay for like dates or stuff. But again, that's just like the way I was raised type thing. If you're the man, you must pay for everything on the date. Do not let a woman pay for your stuff.
Right. I was raised to be a gentleman, I would say. But then like if Madison's like, "Oh, I got a bunch of tips today. I got so much extra cash." I'm like, "Well, you mind covering the bill today?"
Mm-hmm.
But like it you're talking about how you don't want to, and that's how I feel too. Is because I know it's like not good to be toxically masculine, and then I am regardless. I can't really fix it. So,
Right.
oh hey, by the way, check this out behind you. This is pretty stupid. Ready? It's my lamp.
It's so funny because before you even showed me, I was like getting just like ticky, so I was walking around waiting for my stone, and I'm just like, ooh, a switch. And I just turned it on and off.
Yeah. You're just staring at your stone. You got nothing better to do.
Yeah, dude. That's
I got the sheep farm going for you.
nice.
It's coming out
Yeah.
right here.
Now I'm just waiting for the stone to smelt because I need the base of the thing. Like the base is
The
all
what?
gonna be gray stone.
Say that again.
Well, here's the thing.
Alright.
Okay, on to a more positive topic because we've been down in the depressive dumps for this episode thus far. We gotta brighten this crap up.
I'm glad you see that.
So Marvel Rivals, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I have been having the time of my life compared to like any other multiplayer game in Rivals right now. I'm just like a competitive person in general, so like having an outlet for that has been very good because my normal go-to for that is like fighting games, like 2D fighters. But
Okay.
that genre has been dried up in mid for about like 3 years. So I've had to find other ways.
What, so like Guilty Gear?
Yeah,
You
Guilty Gear is just in a rough patch right now. We got like a Potemkin meta going on in season 4, and it's just unfun.
also just the fact that there's not really like wasn't there supposed to be a new character like a couple months ago?
Yeah,
And we still haven't got
Venom
yeah.
was supposed to be out already, and he's a fan favorite, and he got delayed
By a lot, it looks like. Like holy crap.
by a substantial amount. He was supposed to be out in early 2025, but it's been like 2 months in. He's nowhere to be seen. They're talking about bringing him out in like spring, which I think is crazy because that's when they were talking about another character. So it just feels like everything is just getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
Yeah, they made a bunch of promises and now they're
Yeah.
yeah.
They're so focused on balance right now that like keeping promises has been hard. Does that remind you of a game series? Uh
Keeping promises is hard. I don't know. What series, like Overwatch?
Yeah, just like thinking in my head, they're working so hard to balance the PvE, they just gave up on the PvE stuff they were doing.
Yeah, I'm super excited about Marvel Rivals with the update with the Thing and everyone else. It's pretty cool.
Oh, this has been such a cool season so far. I still don't know how I feel about the new map yet. I feel like Midtown and Central Park have been like both very heavy like attacker sided maps. Like it feels like the payload pushers get so much more value than the defenders do. Just because
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
bunch of it's like a very linear path, so there's not like a lot of angles for the defense to hold. So it's kind of just like smashing at each other until eventually one side gives in and they have to move forward.
I get that. Yeah, I do enjoy both of the maps aesthetically, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I still like Midtown. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one, but I like both of them purely off aesthetics.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's such a cool design. I love like the Dracula's castle stuff. I don't know if you know this, John, but I like horror things.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
it's
I've
kind of
never
related
heard
to what
that
my
before.
it's kind of related to what my build is right now, but I won't spoil that quite yet. I'll just give little hints here and there.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Okay, okay.
but I like horror stuff, and whenever like Marvel Rivals does cool stuff, like they bring in like the Dracula stuff, which I love. Like I love that like darker, edgier aesthetic. That's my thing.
Okay, yeah.
And so I love the new maps. Like art design wise, they look great. I just don't know how I feel about playing them yet. I think my least favorite map has always been like Midtown at this point, though. Like I was vibing with Midtown when it first came out, but Midtown is like so disgustingly linear. Like there's really only one place to go, and it just makes the battle feel so much more quick. Like I don't necessarily want to fight to feel like drawn out, but it just feels like if you're defending, you just get rolled out of the first point, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Okay.
At least that's my take. I know that there's like a very much more popular one, like Kyle and Ryan. They are both not fans of the Asgard convergence map. Like not the one where you're like pushing the Loki payload, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting. I like that level.
I don't mind it actually. I like playing on that one because again, there's like all kinds of off angles you can take. It just makes playing it fun. Like if I'm playing Moon Knight, there's a lot more chances for them like to come spilling through one one place. So when I play Moon Knight, I can just put my Ankh there and just get big damage, big reward.
Nice.
Feels good. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm running out of topics to talk about because I didn't really plan topics to talk about. I kind of just joined.
So, you know how I mentioned that I made a bunch of lists?
Mm-hmm.
I think I already said this, but I did sit down and write down a whole page of extra questions.
That sounds great right about now.
Yeah, no, it's been almost an hour, so I guess I can get into my nitty-gritty topic.
Oh boy.
Oh, you'll never see this one coming. Are you ready?
Yes.
Isaac.
For the $1 million. Sorry, bro. I just
For the $1 million.
That
what
game show household be hitting right now.
Is your passion?
So I have two very big ones. One passion that I have, which definitely is bigger than the other, is cinema. I love film. I love movies. I have probably watched more movies than anybody in this friend group, and I say that with my full chest out confidently.
Probably. I'm more of a TV show guy.
Yeah, I love studying them.
Hi, sorry to interrupt the podcast, but Isaac's audio decided to have an aneurysm. That's the best way I can explain it. It doesn't sound pleasing to the ears. It's very glitchy. You can hear it partially in the section before and the section right after this. So I'm just going to summarize really quick. He is at school right now studying for film critique, and it's not really his thing. He doesn't really like the critique aspect of it. He likes to critique, but not in a professional way. He's more interested in the production, and he states that he can really only see himself making movies in his future. And then it comes back to this part right here.
I remember back when I was in middle school, because this is the second passion I was going to talk about. I really, really, really wanted to be a cartoonist. I don't know why, but I loved comics and I loved manga and anime growing up. So I always wanted to I had this dream, which I still have, but I know is probably going to end up becoming a movie instead, of making like this manga idea. And dude, it's like one of those things where like you have the whole entire thing laid out in your head, but because you're crap at like writing and art, you just can't make it on your own.
Yeah.
It kind of demotivates you, right? You want that like instant gratification of like I'm doing this all by myself, like all the Twitter independent artists, and I can't do that.
There's the start of your
So,
wall.
thank you. It's just been that acceptance, but yeah, art and movies, super good. Eat them up.
Yeah, I've actually been getting into movies a lot. Not necessarily movies, but just like dissecting movies and film or like shows and games and stuff. So I can relate to that a lot because I sit down and I watch like hours of video essay, or I listen to like hours of video essays at my work now, just to pass the time.
Possible video essay idea for the John Skellington channel.
Yeah.
Get in my way, Cal.
Quite possible. I could talk about shows and movies. I got something else in mind at the moment, but I won't get into it. That's my secret.
I see.
So, by the way, if you need wool, I'm gonna. There's a chest in front of the sheep pen.
Gotcha.
That's where I'm gonna leave it.
So here comes my question for you, John, because I don't want you to blow through all yours too quickly.
Okay, you're just done. That's your passion is just film. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could always talk about it more, but I'm gonna sound like a total geek.
Well, you're in common company.
All right, I got you. So,
I mean, you don't have to keep going if you don't want to, but if you got stuff,
oh no, I will.
Okay.
I will. I have my favorite movie genre is horror, right? I might have said this before.
Yeah.
But
You always get
have
offended because I haven't seen many.
Yep.
I watched It Chapter 2. Does that count? And It Chapter 1.
Yeah.
And It Chapter 1.
Close enough.
It's about the scariest thing I've seen.
All right. Open up, brain. Start talking. I have a very unpopular opinion that makes me very hated by many horror fans, and I defend it to this day on this hill for the rest of time. I absolutely despise, loathe, hate two popular horror franchises, and I love one that is very much hated by everybody else.
Okay.
So I'll start with the two that I can't stand. The two horror franchises that I cannot stand at all are Child's Play, the Chucky movies,
Okay.
and Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger. I hate every single one of those movies. I never got invested in them. I was never interested in them.
Damn.
I grew up watching horror movies from a very, very young age. I'm going to be honest, I probably shouldn't have done that. But my
Now
family
your
was kind
brain
of
is
just,
too twisted for us to even comprehend.
too much brain rot. Now I gotta just be super involved in it now. But oh man, should I have stripped the wood first before making the signs?
That's how you do it.
Okay, I'm donating 3 stacks of oak signs and then restarting what I was doing. How do I strip wood? Yeah, not a big fan of the Child's Play and Nightmare on Elm Street government. I don't know. I can tell you the main reason. One of the main reasons why. I do not like the toilet raunchy potty sex humor. I think that shit is cringe, and that is like 90% of the Child's Play and Nightmare movies. Like if you watch the Chucky movies, like the original lineup, there's this installment in the middle that might just be one of my least favorite movies ever made, called The Seed of Chucky. and the entire opening sequence is literally just them showing you a Blender animation of human reproduction.
Oh, cool.
So you just get to sit there and watch that for about 5 minutes until you get the cut in of the ugly ass fucking doll.
Human reproduction,
And
like sex.
yeah, yes, like sex.
I see.
Like they show you the two dolls getting it on, and then they show you the whole conception thing,
The
right?
baby doll.
Yeah. And
Wow.
let me tell you, that shit is gross. And the best part is that the movie itself, when you actually get into it, past the cringe ass intro, isn't even that good. It's actually really mid. It's horrible, and I hate everything about it. It moves so slowly. The characters are terrible. The villains are terrible because they can't decide whether they want to be villains or whatever they want to be like goofy horror parents. Like it's an awful movie. I don't like it. But you know what I do like that everybody else hates?
Okay.
I don't know if it's accurate to say that everybody else hates it. I think it's more accurate to say that like other people just don't really like it or like don't watch enough of it.
Okay.
Is the Halloween franchise. The Halloween franchise is more than like, you would think is like just filled up with so much controversy because everything after Halloween 1 and 2 is all in the fandom's mind just crap, right? Like everything they've tried to release since then has just been absolutely like dog watery. But the reason that I like them so much is because I turned my brain off and I just started looking at it through like the mindset of like this is a funny bad movie, right? So when I watched Halloween Kills for the first time with Ryan in theaters, oh my god, there's this scene of this one lady. She has like this huge magnum in her hands. She's gonna go shoot Michael Myers, and she's like, "I shot this shit before." And she comes around the end of the car, and Michael Myers kicks open the car door, and she shoots herself in the head. And normally it's supposed to be like a spooky scene for people, but me and Ryan laughed so hard for like the rest of the movie at that one scene, and we still reference it to this day about how goofy it was.
Jeez.
Like I love stuff like that, where like even if you know the movie's bad, you can still laugh at it, and that's what the Halloween franchise is for me.
Okay. Very cool.
But yeah, that's at least like the horror side of things. But I've been putting together this list, and it's taken me a billion years to put together because it keeps on disappearing, and I had to keep on relocating it. But I finally do have those top 10 movies of mine that I've kept very near and dear to my heart. And surprisingly, not all of them are horror. There's a lot of other movies in there too that I had to go digging for really quick.
Just so you know, stripped signs don't exist. I've been trying to make them this whole time.
I think I just got that because I tried putting the, logs into the crafting table and it said nuh-uh.
Yeah, I did a ton of research. I swear I saw that before.
It might have been a mod.
Yeah, so you're kind of screwed there, pal.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Top 10 movies. I would need to pause the building stuff to actually bring it up, which is going to kill the flow, so I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head and failing.
Give me top 3.
All right, top 3. Absolute favorite movie of all time.
Start at number 3.
Start at 3. Okay. That was what I was hoping you were not going to say. That was one of the ones that I was not remembering. I would say, going from 3 to 1, it starts with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like the Gene Wilder one from the 1980s.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm gonna go find the list. Oh my god, I finally found it. God.
Oh, it was that long ago?
Yes, this text is from January 24th of 2023.
I thought your top 10 movies was just recently.
No, bro. Actually, it might have to be updated now, so I'm gonna keep that in mind when I say these. But from 10 to 1, here we go. This is where the editing magic can, finally stop. We got Number 10 is the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man. I love that movie. I think Andrew Garfield is the best one at playing Spider-Man, although I don't necessarily have a problem with the others.
The first
Next
one,
up at
right?
yes, the first movie. The second movie is terrible, and I don't think anybody who thinks different just wants to be different. Let's be real. And then at number 9, I have Willy Wonka, Chili Chonka, and the Chocolate Factory. Right?
Okay.
I have that at number 9. Because when I was growing up, me and my dad bonded a lot over movies because he wanted to be a film score producer, like he wanted to make the music for movies, basically. And that's one of the movies we bonded over because it has like such a big orchestral track, right?
Okay.
We got Batman: The Dark Knight. Obviously, right? Heath Ledger's Joker, super big action hero movie, one of the biggest. Love that movie. Love the trilogy. Then above that, we got the Transformers Michael Bay film, the Dark Side of the Moon. That one was pretty mid, all things considered, but it's my favorite. Just 'cause there's so many funny things that came out of it. Um, and then at number 6, I got Pulp Fiction. I don't know if you've seen Pulp Fiction, John, but
Not
it's
yet.
Samuel L. Jackson playing alongside another dude, and they're playing like gangsters, like mobsters, right?
Okay.
And the whole movie is kind of like this postmodern thing where you're not really meant to like follow one point in time. It's more like a jumbled mess of chronological dysfunction. That's how I describe that movie.
All
But
right.
it's
All
so
right.
entertaining and so fun to watch, and Samuel L. Jackson is such an entertaining actor.
I do want to
So,
watch that movie sometime. Maybe we should hop on.
dude, for
You can head
real,
over, or I'll head over to you sometime.
absolutely, we'll make it happen. Number 5, I got the Avengers from 2012. Love that movie. That's one of my all-time favorites.
That's a good one.
I was thinking I might unironically, I might replace that Avengers film for a very recent film that I watched, which is I can't believe I'm about to say this with a straight face. Go up to about leave this part open, like this line.
Yes, sir, Captain Sir.
All right.
What did he just say?
Sonic 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Hell yeah, that's a good one.
Dude, I love that movie so much. It's so fun. I don't care. There's no other like golden egg of a script that was gonna drag friggin'
Jim
oh
Carrey.
Thank you. Jim Carrey out of retirement, dude. One of my favorite actors, and it's so worth it. Like it's just such a fun, good movie.
What the?
And then now I can finally get to my top 3 because I'm looking right at them, and I can't believe I forgot them. I'm gonna be honest.
You just
So-
deleted that wool block. Is it in your inventory?
No.
I placed a block right when you stepped on it, and it just disappeared. It's not there anymore.
That is unfortunate.
Holy crap. Okay.
So, number 3
Number 3.
is it is Zombieland. I don't know if you've seen Zombieland,
Nope.
but think of it like a. Have you ever seen Shaun of the Dead?
Nope.
Oh man. How do I put this in the best way? Have you ever seen? I'm trying to think of what might be the best way to conceptualize this for you. Nah, okay, I'll explain it. So basically, it's like this teenager is living in this college dorm, and all of a sudden the zombie apocalypse just starts. So he has these rules, a list of rules that you must never break in order to survive in the zombie apocalypse. And the entire movie is centered around him and this dude named Tallahassee and all of John. How do you get out of this fence?
What are you talking
Did you not
about?
think
The
Did
exit?
you not think about? Yeah, where's the exit?
It's head to the sidewalk.
I'm at the sidewalk.
What do you mean?
There we
How do
go.
you exit the fence?
I found the fence
You
gate.
found the fence gate. There's even 2
I'm a little
doors.
slow. Okay. Anyways, moving on, so I can
Holy
embarrass
crap.
myself less.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Zombieland, meet up with these two girls, and they're traveling across the country, just doing silly shit because it's a zombie apocalypse. Bill Murray comes up for some reason. He's just sitting there. He's a zombie. It's funny.
Bill Murray the zombie.
It's just a funny horror movie. It's great. I love that one. And speaking of funner horror movies, that brings me to the number one spot.
Did we skip number 2?
I
No.
might have skipped number 2. Number 2 is Into the Spider-Verse, the first movie.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies, if not
One of my
if not
favorite
my favorite
movies of all time. Its art direction is so beautiful. The animation is so beautiful.
All right, that's where you get me. That's where you get me because I love Into the Spider-Verse
Mhm.
and I love Across the Spider-Verse.
It's so great.
Where am I stopping?
Right at this little corner here, right there.
Are you just gonna leave it open on this side?
Yeah, this side for like a place for officers to walk through. Cause for a place for people to walk through. Cause there's gonna be stuff in the middle. Number one movie of all time. The big finish, the drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun.
The original Scream. Scream 1996. And for those of you at home that call Scream Ghostface the movie, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, don't call it Ghostface the movie, guys. You might die.
So, Scream 1996. I could sit here for fucking hours and talk about how much I love this movie and why it's my favorite movie. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to give a very concise, bulleted list of why.
Okay.
Reason number uno. It is one of my favorite horror plots of all time. It makes the movie actually scary because unlike the unstoppable, never-ending brick wall threat like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, who were like the biggest slashers of the 80s and 90s, Ghostface does something very different, where it takes the idea of this invisible, unstoppable force, and it makes it so much more at home and so much more like real. Because instead of the horror movie characters, it's a bunch of kids who watch horror movies, and some of them get too many ideas, right? And then it becomes like this who's who phase. It's one of the first ones that I could see that did this. That basically took a bunch of like horror movie geeks and it's like, what if they decided to portray the killers in these movies? Like, A, how far would they go? And B, who do you trust? Because I won't spoil the plot for those who haven't seen it, although I'm sure most people have. You basically get to like this whodunit case where they have to guess because they know it's somebody who knows them. It's somebody who knows them personally because they've been targeting like that friend group. So they have to figure out who in their friend group they can actually trust and not. And it's just so cool. It makes the concept so much more creepy because then anybody can be Ghostface. It's not like Ghostface is just one dude who you kill once and then he's dead until the next reboot, right? Ghostface is whoever happens to get the idea at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I love about Ghostface as a horror villain.
I saw the reference to that in the Mortal Kombat stuff. When he comes out, I
Mhm.
always get those. I always get those like videos showing off the new character.
Yeah. And you can see how like even Mortal Kombat played well with that concept where they had him like as all the different Mortal Kombat fighters. Like he does that one ability where he can like use the flames of Scorpion or like the shadow thrust of Noob Saibot, I think.
Oh really?
And it's just it's so cool. It's so cool. But going back on the screen, the second reason that I love it so much, and I'll end this off here. It is getting a
Numero
little
2
tangential.
gain.
It is a little tangential, so I'll end it here. But the second reason why is this movie was made with a budget of under $30,000. I'd have to look again, but it was a very, very low budget movie. And for an indie filmmaker like myself, that's super inspiring. Because somebody made something as cool looking as Scream, and with as much set design, as much editing magic and like good camera shots and high quality stuff and all that and well written script. All that was only done with a budget of
Cliffhanger.
$10 million. That sounds like a lot of money to somebody who's not in like the movie making like era of like industry, but $10 million is like a shoestring budget. Like, if you want to talk about like not having a lot to work with, any like big blockbuster film you see now has been made with no less than $100 million.
Yeah,
Like
which is
every single Disney
insane.
movie now is like $100 million or more.
It is not gonna work out for them.
No, it's just completely unrealistic. It's like annoying almost because they can be made for so much cheaper and so much better. But horror movies have always been like the cheap, easy cash grab option for producers. Like they will always make a net return because everybody always goes to see them, and they're super cheap and easy to make.
Okay.
And Scream was one of those, and I love it for that reason. Like it's so cool to see that like you could take something as goofy as like a costume you bought at Party City and make it into one of the most iconic horror villains of all time.
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
what gives me inspiration. That's what gives me passion. Is like seeing other filmmakers who have done it before and who started off from the same bottom place where I'm at and just looking at what they are now. Like my ultimate goal in life is to be able to open up my own film production company because I want to give back to like indie filmmakers in that sense. Like once I build up my own fortune and I make my own accolades and all that, like and once I build a name for myself, I want to give other people that chance. Like I don't want to be like a glory hog and just take all the fame and credit for myself. I want to be able to provide an outlet for like younger filmmakers to be able to do whatever they're passionate about.
Yeah. Well, not to. That's very cool, by the way. I just want to let you know I'm not gonna be fueling you with items anymore. I'm gonna go mining for something.
Got you.
You're on your own, bucko. I can give you some mutton though. Want some mutton?
Do we have any white wool by chance? We do. Just need to make one carpet.
Well, I was actually seeing about trying to find you some string. You know, string?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I know where you're headed.
Actually, you know what? String might.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, that's the passionate about thing. That's my movies. We love that stuff.
Nice,
And
yeah.
I've been getting back into art too. Like watching Kyle's episode. Watch Talkative Town podcast and Dream Counts and Channel or on Spotify.
As they are watching currently, yeah.
Right, exactly. The minute that a skeleton comes anywhere near us, my fate is sealed. I just want you to know, it's not even a skill issue. I have God's worst RNG with not skeletons, with skeletons in general.
Yeah, dude, the skeletons really fuck you over, like John Skellington.
Yeah, the whole family of them. John Skellington, Madison Skellington, all of them.
Madison Skellington is crazy.
Yep, that's our new dub name now. Brother, I watched Kyle's episode, right? And he's like, I've been getting back into art, and I realized I like doing it, so I started doing it more, and I saw improvement. I'm like, damn, I want to do that. And then I realized that I'm not as motivated as Kyle.
Motivation
Kyle,
is a tough thing.
Oh yeah, Kyle, like he can like just sit there and draw, and he loves it. That's what he's passionate about. And me, I'm like, I want to draw so I can do this thing I want to do, and I do it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, damn. Well, I'll show you on to the next question. You made a whole list of them, and I shall let them go to waste.
Oh yeah. Here's a tough one for you. What's one thing you think you want to improve about yourself? just one thing. I'm limiting it to one, maybe two.
Okay, that's a good idea. Let's see.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to improve.
Yeah, just
Actually, I'll segue from that topic. Going off of that, I want to improve on like my productiveness. Like I always get like these huge, like big swaying like things of motivation where I'm like, I want to do this now, and then like literally a day later, I'm like, yeah, I'm over this. Like I want to be able to have that moment of like productive clarity where I can just sit down and get something done. Because I've just been struggling with that recently. But there's like so many projects that I want to get done, even for my own YouTube channel. Like, you know, I've just kind of uploaded stuff here and there, like every 6 or 7 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I used to do a lot. Like I used to do a video at least once a week when I was like still recording on my phone. Like when I first started YouTube, I didn't have anything. I had my iPod and I had like a stool up in my mom's bonus room and a box of Kleenex.
Kyle,
And I set
or-
it up on a stand and just started recording all the Switch games and Xbox games that I was playing.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I have footage of those videos that I did like that.
Mm.
So I'm waiting to do like a look back through John Skellington history one day, and I'm gonna sit down and like I was saving this for you. I was gonna do like a video just watching my oldest videos. I have my very first like 11-year-old video somewhere.
Oh man,
I don't mean
I
like
might
it's
have
11
watched
years
that
old.
video.
I mean I was 11.
You were 11, yeah.
And I'm 21 now. Isn't that insane? I've been YouTubing for
10 whole years.
I've been YouTubing as long as everyone else. Is this what I need? Tough.
Who's gonna tell him? Yeah, no, I just I want to be more productive. Like something I've been doing, because obviously art is not gonna be the answer, is I have been focusing a lot more on writing. Like I have this horror novel I've been working on, and it's been going well.
Nice.
And I've just taken like half an hour out of every single day to just sit there and just write. Like even if I'm not necessarily working on it like directly, I like write down ideas or like character concepts and stuff like that, and like put them all into like one big massive sheet.
I mean,
And
yeah,
eventually that sheet's gonna become a book.
that's a good way to keep at it. Like just do one thing at a time. And even if that's all you do, it adds up.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of thinking about starting to get into writing. I don't really want to write a book per se, but like so I'm going to be writing out my whole video essay like English class style.
Yeah. You've been thinking more of like
Like analyzing
media critic-esque, right?
a little bit. I do want to write my own original ideas. So like if I decide to continue my Skeleton Swedish Fish project, which if I do end up doing that, it's just gonna need some reworks, basically.
Mhm.
If I do that, I want to like sit down and write like some lore and some story,
Sure.
just so I can. Like I always love when a show seems like it's stupid, and then it has like a secret message, or like you can find all these little things, you know.
Right.
I want to do something like that where it's like, oh, everyone thinks Skeleton Swedish Fish is stupid, and then it's like, it's not like Leonardo da Vinci or whatever. It's not like Pulp Fiction, right? But like maybe
Right.
it's more than the surface level.
Yeah.
So don't mind me. I'm gathering Tough. It's what I've been using as sidewalk, and I just found like an entire like area of just Tough, and I'm just getting as much as I can, so I don't have to do it anymore.
Nah, that's fair.
It's my chosen sidewalk.
I'm just kind of looking around the ravine right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen any monsters.
No, which is I'm very lucky, because if they were anywhere near me, I'd most certainly die.
I was trying to find spiders, you know.
I'm like terrible at this game's combat. Like generationally bad. I don't understand how, but this is kind of the gift that I was given.
The gift of being bad at Minecraft.
And the gift of being terrible at Minecraft.
It's okay. I don't think I've ever. Actually, okay. I was gonna say I don't think I've ever legit beat the Ender Dragon, but I actually did that in Nexus Craft, and I almost took you there, but you were killed.
Yep.
After I was riding on you, they killed you.
Those bastards.
Kyle, you bastard! Do you think it's excessive to have 9 stacks of Tough?
No, I think you need more.
More than 9 stacks?
More than 9 stacks.
That's excessive. I'm drawing a line in the sand.
But productivity, yeah, is like the one main thing that I just really want to improve. I want to get better about it. I've been taking small little steps, but
it's really hard. I just sit down like the day before or the morning of, and I just make to-do lists. And like here, I have like a mega list that I made for the next 3 days. And I'll just like tell you some of the stuff on here. So like I put like freaking stretching on it because I need to stretch more. I want to be more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good for you. And then I put like normally I have like individual chores, but we had a cleaning day today, so instead of doing individual chores, I did clean, and then I had like I listed them all out underneath that. Just a formatting thing, basically. So I'm like, oh, clean the toilet, clean the bathroom, clean my desk off, vacuum, do the dishes, make my bed, like just everything I need to do. I even put down my date night with Madison tonight, so we went roller skating, roller blading, really. And
Yeah, I saw that in Snapchat. Ruler Haven was unironically playing Thick of It, and that made me just die on the inside a
dude,
little bit.
And there was kids singing it. I was like staring at the screen, and I heard a little kid saying, "In the thick of it, everybody." No, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I'm like, the only thing you're in the thick of is your parents' divorce. I'm like, shut up.
Holy crap, bro, that was insane. It was just it caught me off guard. Oh, I might have mined all the tuff that's here.
Sean's like, I might have cleared out this entire cavern of all of its tuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you are anywhere near me anymore, but if you came over here, there's just an empty, like it looks like this was a natural formation.
I'm not gonna lie, John. I don't even know where I am at the current moment.
It's okay. I have my ways of getting us home. Every time that I check off a little mark, it's a little dopamine. It's like gaming the system.
Right.
So, we were supposed to do a steak dinner tonight, but we got home from skating so late, so we just kind of snacked. And we're gonna do the steak tomorrow. And then like tomorrow, I've got like, do this video with somebody. Oh, you're on the list too, by the way. The Talkative Town with Isaac.
Fantabulous.
And then I'm gonna like visit my mom and have lunch with her. I'm gonna do the Marvel Rival stream, which is old news at this point when I upload this, and then I'm gonna start editing this podcast, and maybe if I do this video with Kyle, I'll start editing that. Like read a book. That like just all the little things. Every little thing that you want to do in a day, just write it down. Even if you don't get it done, having at least some of the list done feels good. That's my advice to you. Take it or leave it, or like morph it into your own thing. Whatever works.
I'll think on that. Yeah.
Here's a question I thought was really interesting when I was drunk and sad, because I think I wrote the list when I was a little tipsy. I am of legal age, everyone, and I don't get wasted. I just get drunk. But all right. So, is there anything? Let's start with one thing. Same as before. Same rule as before. Is there anything that I could do to be a better friend to you, Isaac?
Hold on. Let me pull out the scroll.
Yeah, let's
look
at the list.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I guess like there's not really. You're not really one of the friends that I have like any particular issues with right now. Although I do have some of those friends. I guess one thing would be like maybe just like staying in contact more. Like I know that we DM each other or snap each other every so often or whatever, but we don't really like have talks like this as much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna beat the dead horse, but that is the reason I made this podcast. I just thought it was important to catch up with my friends and not to just have conversations like this. It really puts a lot of things into perspective sometimes.
Right.
Is that all though?
No, I guess just like just communicating a little bit more with each other is all. I mean, aside from that, I'm pretty much good with where our friendship is at the moment.
Yeah, we got a good place going.
I don't really have like many standards that I set my friends to aside from just the general basics of just treat others how you want to be treated, and that's about it. Like as long as you know what your boundaries are as a friend group and like what you all are comfortable doing for fun, what you all are joking around about with, when you all need to like be able to talk to somebody, stuff like that. Like as long as that all is solid, I don't really much care about who the person is.
Yeah. I definitely ascribe to that treat others how you want to be treated. There is this part of me that wants to be like a petty like asshole sometimes. Like that whole thing I told you about before call, which I don't really want to talk about specifically. But like was checking this thing and I saw that it had been like completely ruined, and I wanted to completely ruin the other people's stuff, you know. And I just kind
Right.
of took a step back and I was like, I can do little things. How about that? Little things are kind of funny. But I'm not gonna stoop down to someone else's level because I always want to treat others how I would. Like, why if I did something horrible to someone, I wouldn't want them to retaliate by doing something equally horrible. I would want to be made aware that it was a huge issue, you know.
Right.
Not that I want to do horrible things to people, but that's that kind of mindset, right? Like, if somebody's doing something stupid, you don't just man, I'm
Like
way
you're
too comfortable. I'm sorry. I
No, you're good.
I'm over here like at half health because I forgot that I need to like heal or like eat food.
Right. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. It's like, well, base human instinct is, if something is like threatening you or attacking you, even if it's not necessarily physically, like if you feel threatened by like something, like, if something you have is ruined by people, right? Like it's automatic reaction, like, oh, I want to take revenge, I want to ruin their stuff. That's just being human. But like what being a better human is knowing that you have those feelings and accepting them, but not giving into them, type thing.
That's true. Very wise
Like
words.
knowing that those feelings are there, but you don't have to be like those other people. Like you can be the string might be way too thin for what you and me are thinking of.
Is it too thin?
Like, come over here and look at what it looks like on the stone.
All right, I'm coming.
I can literally only see it if I like hover over it with my mouse.
Oh my god, where is it? I can't see it. Yeah. Wait.
It's gonna have to be the white carpet, I think.
Okay, sorry about that.
The redstone should work though. I think that's a good idea.
There we
And then I
go.
might still have like little red carpets for like pools.
Right.
But yeah, no.
I'm gonna dye all
I
the
think it's
sheep
very
red,
important
too.
to like have that distinction, like knowing, hey, I have these feelings and that's okay, but I'm gonna be the bigger person because I'm angry at them for doing this. So if I do something to anger them in retaliation, they're just gonna do it again to me, right?
That's
And
true.
it's gonna become a cycle of itself at that
There's
point.
also wool in this chest, by the way.
Oh, okay, I got
Not
you.
to interrupt you, just letting you know.
No, you're good. It just becomes it's like a cycle of its own self. Like you don't want to continue contributing to that. You know what I mean? If even one link in the chain is broken, the cycle will stop.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I have this mantra, and sometimes it works in my benefit, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't hold grudges for very long. There are some people that I've said that I will never talk to again that I literally talked to the next week,
Yeah.
just because I like put myself in their shoes, type of thing.
Yeah. Am I on that list at some point?
Yeah, I won't lie and say no because it has happened before, but like not as often as some other people around in my life.
I try to be better all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to. I just try to be better all the time.
And that's all it takes, at least in my mind. Somebody else could have
Oh
a
man.
completely different opinion, but
Oh, it is hard because some people just I am kind of a judgmental person, like low key.
hmm
Like I just have so many great thoughts about people.
right.
But like at the same time, I'm also I think I am a very forgiving person to my detriment. Um that's half the reason I get into so much drama is I kind of let people get away with stuff because I'm like, well, they learned their lesson the same way I would learn. I learned my lesson. Of course, they obviously would. And then I find out that
Yeah.
no, they actually found out they could take advantage of me.
Right.
So I kind of have to work on that, to be honest. Just not letting people walk over me like that.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a weird. You have to find
Absolutely.
like an in between because I don't want. There's always that thing where the Where's the stone cutter? Hey, I need that. Sorry, I just was about to use the stone cutter and I look and it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know where that went.
No, I
might have
literally
accident-
Kyle just took it right when I was about to make stuff with it.
Dang.
What was I just saying? I got completely sidetracked because I felt so offended that my stone cutter disappeared. And now I got all this food in my inventory, but I turned it back to peace. Whoa! Holy crap, Kyle has been working.
Yeah, he was working on his structure over there. I wasn't gonna say anything because didn't want to spoil the surprise, but he threatened me. He threatened me at axe point when I tried to walk in.
Yeah, I walked up to his stuff because I was mad at him over the stone cutter. And then I did not notice that whole time, and then I turn around and I'm like, whoa. So what am I looking at here? Oh, he's making a proper stable. I see. He's outdoing my stable, bro.
Dang.
Is that what I'm seeing? I don't actually know for sure. Maybe it's like an arena of sorts. What is this? But yeah, I don't want to let people. I think that's what I was about to say. Is I don't want to let one person ruin it for everybody else. You know, because
Yeah.
I always hate that crap. When it's like, oh, one person ruined it for everybody. I don't want to become like jaded because one person screwed me over.
Right.
If I like, as long as I can help it. So, I'm still gonna try to be a forgiving person, but I'm being very careful, you know, with who I let that close, I guess. But so I did this for Kyle, and I'm working on doing this for Madison. We haven't quite like put any finishing touches on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could pick a video for us to do as like just something I make and record together, what would you want to do?
I don't know the logistics of this because I have to find a way to monetarily support my idea.
Okay.
But I think it would be very interesting, at least for me, to do a video with. Well, actually, that brings up two video ideas.
Okay.
No, I know what I want it to be. I have a video essay idea for you, and you don't have to necessarily turn it into like a full-on like narrative breakdown or like review.
Okay.
But I want your own opinion of, and I'll make this like very quick and easy and cheapsies because that way you only need to know a certain amount of context.
All right.
The one game in the entire series that like works just fine if you just play it by itself, I want you to play and review Resident Evil 8, which is Resident Evil Village.
All of Resident Evil 8. Okay. Oh, the Village.
Resident Evil
Yeah.
Village. Mm-hmm. Because I was gonna have you do 7 and 8, but that would just make for way too long
Holy
of a
crap.
video to like try and edit down because it's 2 campaigns.
Yeah. Well,
Because
because
it's like it's the Ethan Winters story, right? It's like both the Ethan Winters games, but honestly, 8 stands well enough on its own,
okay, it's just
and I think it's the better game between the two.
that's just so funny because I'm like I asked Kyle mentioned this and it was kind of a running joke, but I did Poppy Playtime with Kyle, sat down, you know, record that with him. I asked Madison and she's like, yeah, we should play Sonic Adventure 2. We'll like play the battle mode together because that's one of my favorite games of all time. I was like, okay. I asked you and you're like, can you play the entirety of Resident Evil 8 and make a video essay on it? I'm like, all right, he has spoken.
I have spoken. You don't have to make an entire video essay about it, but I do at least want you to at least play it and have your reaction to it.
Yeah, I will. I'll look into it. So I won't say any suggestions are final, but I think I can make that happen. I'll throw it on the list of videos I have to do in the future.
Cool.
Because I do have a list like that. Do you want me to like make videos playing Resident Evil 8?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Because I can see about that.
As for a video we'd make together, which is the whole point of your question.
Yeah, that was
I
kind of the
haven't really
main
thought
thing.
of that one yet. Mr. Jonathan, what is your favorite game? Like, what's your comfort game? I guess I shouldn't say favorite. What's your comfort game and why is it?
Well, okay, I was gonna say we've had the favorite game topic. You stole that from
Yeah.
Kyle.
That's why I changed up the subject matter.
You're like,
I
oh, wait.
realized it the last
no.
second.
My comfort game. I mean, like
when you just feel like you want to like have something going on in the background while you're just thinking or talking. What game do you play?
it really changes all the time. I think Minecraft is always a good one to come back to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always playing that at some point, doing something just to check. So like that's kind of why I picked this game, is because it's good background while we chat. Because I mean, for most of the people I know, we've been playing Minecraft their whole lives, so it's like it just comes by. There's no. It's gonna be interesting with Sean because I don't think he really likes Minecraft, so we'll see how that goes.
I don't remember if Sean necessarily likes it or not. We played
I've
a
been
lot
talking
when we
to
were
him.
kids.
He doesn't really care for it. He says he hasn't played a lot actually. Maybe it's specifically Java, but anyway. That's always a good one, comforting, but I don't really play it in my leisure time anymore. I really don't have one comfort game that I go back to. I've played God of War 2016 like 3 times though. And I played Ragnarok just the once. I actually just like the 2016 more.
That's some good stuff.
I've
been meaning to play God of War. It's been coming up on my YouTube Shorts feed, and now I have the itch to play it.
It's just such a good story.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the combat a lot. I'm trying to think of what else. Because like as of lately, I only play so many games. I really like Helldivers, just a lot.
Yeah.
And I keep coming back to that one, but I like to play on the high difficulties, which isn't really comforting. That's more stressful. It's like a constant world war.
That's
battle.
actually interesting because you know what my comfort game. When I told Ryan what my comfort game is, he's just like, "Are you mentally okay? Like, are you healthy?"
Okay.
I'm like, well, no, but actually, yes. I'm like, well, my comfort game is, which still baffles people to this day, and it baffles myself as well, is Cuphead.
Oh yeah. That actually leads into the other one I was gonna say. I've been really enjoying Bloodborne, and what I've been doing is they have these dungeons that I mostly ignored my first playthrough. But I'm on my second playthrough, and I wanted to get like the platinum trophy and do everything in the game has to offer. So I'm doing these dungeons, and I kind of just turn my brain off and like watch YouTube while I do it. And
Right.
especially because like I started doing them a little bit. I started doing them a little bit like late, I guess. I didn't start my first dungeon until I was mostly through, like halfway through the game. So I was over leveled. And so I would just kind of turn my brain off, and it was really satisfying to just destroy my enemies. Occasionally I get annoyed because I die, but just the satisfaction of being a tough boss in that game and feeling like you're good at the game always just makes me feel good.
Nah, I get that 100%. That's why I like with Cuphead. It's like, it's not necessarily that it's not a stressful game, but I played it. It's my favorite game of all time, really. Cuphead, my favorite game. And because I've gotten so used to the combat loop after replaying it, it's like now it's just like a calming experience. It's gone from like a challenge really to like where it's like something that I can always fall back on because it's just always fun for me.
See,
like, I like difficult games, but I like them in a very specific autistic way, right? I like a challenge. Like I like the game being hard, like easy to learn, hard to master. But I don't like it when a game is super big and open world and expansive because I like to know where to go. And Cuphead is the perfect combination of that. Cuphead shows you exactly where you need to go on the map to progress, and it is an easy to learn and hard to master, challenging like boss rush game. And it's so perfect for me.
Yeah,
and
I'm
lines
so
up with
sorry.
those two things so well. Nah, you're fine.
I trolled Kyle on accident.
No, I just watched Kyle's death marker come up a second time.
Well, did you see? Look in the text history.
John, TP me back, please. Fell from a high place. Whoops.
He asked me to teleport him, and I was doing, when I first started teleporting people back home, I did like 69, and then you would spawn in the ground. So I did 72 for you, and that seemed to work perfectly. And so I wanted to do something silly, and I was like, oh, I'll put him at 100 blocks high. And obviously, that didn't turn out well.
Didn't work out well for Kyle.
Yeah, no, Cuphead, yeah. That actually, when you were talking about Cuphead and how you've played it so much, that that you know, it's comforting to play. That actually sparked, it reminded me, I'm like, oh yeah, I have a favorite game of all time just like that. And I don't play it anymore because I'm trying to forget about it so I can enjoy it again. Isn't that stupid?
Yeah.
I'm trying to forget the game, and it's Hollow Knight, to be honest, like straight up.
Yeah.
That's probably my most comforting game. I could beat at least the first half of the game. It's child's play to me. And I just love going through it. But I've been trying to forget the game so I can have a fresh experience one day again.
Your muscle memory is never going to be able to let you do that.
Like the movie?
I came back to Cuphead after like a year and a half, and I got to aisle 3 in 2 hours.
What movie are you talking about? Hollow Knight the movie?
Child's play.
Oh yeah, you were talking about
I know.
We were just talking
Child's play.
Yeah, we had a whole section about how much he hates child's play.
Yeah, also Freddy Krueger, that brings me back to that topic actually, because I forgot about talking about Nightmare. Freddy Krueger is like, I want to like him so bad, but every iteration of him is either just like annoying and like gets on your nerves, he's obnoxious as a character, or if he's not obnoxious, they just make him into a pedophile.
Oh, I did not expect that.
Yup. And it's so great. It makes me just want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street so much.
Yeah, I could imagine. Oh, I accidentally gave it to you. That was supposed to go to me. I gave Kyle 500 blocks of dirt on accident.
Damn.
Did it spill out?
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, it's over there. I'm
looking, staring right at it.
I was trying to give myself 500 blocks of dirt because I was tired of digging.
It's an ice sword, is what it is.
It won't let me pick it up. What the?
I can't even pick up the dirt.
What is?
You glitched the dirt out of existence, John.
Oh my god.
Just put it in the hole of shame.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, John. I have more podcasty questions for you until Kyle finishes this squad car.
You're making Kyle finish your build.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm listening.
It's my fault. I'm so terrible at building.
That's why most of us research our builds.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I decided to be stubborn. I decided to be stubborn and not do it, and that led to this fiasco.
Well, it's not even that, like... It's not even that making your own... It's not like... Okay, I should clarify. My house is, like, copied. I think the saloon is mostly original, to be honest. I'm sure that he looked up some, like, tips, like the pool table. I don't know if he would figure that out on his own. But maybe he's a smart guy. And, like, as far as I was aware, Kyle's trailer was unique, but maybe he looked it up. I know Madison looked up her house, but she improvised. It's all about... Everyone's kind of done their own thing, you know?
Right.
So, you trying to make it without any research into, like, build ideas for inspiration is admirable in its own way.
Yeah. It's my ugly duckling, and I will sit here and love it.
It's your touch on the server. That's what this is all about. Everyone's adding their own touch. Everyone's marking their like it's like that build is saying Isaac was here, like WAZ.
Of course.
Isaac was here, and it will forever be there.
Ugh. Now, John, I know you've been rewatching Chainsaw Man for the 500th time with Sean recently,
Yeah, I got to get Sean on to peak.
and I wanted to ask you, right?
Okay.
Now that you're as caught up as I am, who is your current favorite character in Chainsaw Man? That includes part 1 and 2.
Oh, probably Power.
Yeah?
Specifically, like the manga version of her, the one that, because obviously she was around. She's been around more than the anime.
Mm-hmm.
In the anime, she's fine, but I think originally I thought she was the prettiest, and then I was like, oh, she's gross and weird. But then
Yeah, she likes poop. Oops.
I don't know if she likes it per se, but I really loved her character growth and just the kind of sisterly role she plays and how, like, I don't know how spoilery this is, but I love the relationship between her and Denji, just how sisterly, and it's not creepy at all, you know?
Right.
I thought that was a really cool relationship, and just to see her become better.
It's like a major plot point that, like, no, Denji's always just surrounded by women who are trying to molest him in many horrible ways. But
Yeah.
Power is like one of those very rare characters where, even though she's not necessarily a decent human being, right?
Which she is not.
She is at least honest in the fact that she's not actively trying to hurt Denji. Like, they have a trust that makes her not, like...
Yeah. Besides the very first time they...
Yeah. Besides from the very first time, you know, that was like... But moving on, you know, that's like why Power is such a good character. Like, she's like the grounding in our reality of, like, there is somebody out there who genuinely cares for Denji. Like, somebody like that does exist. It's the same thing with, like, having... This would be a spoiler, wouldn't it be? Crap.
This is like the cutest thing.
Yeah. It's the same idea as having like a insert bleep here, Nayuta in part 2, right? Because like that gives him somebody to be able to, you know, call quote unquote family.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, his whole life is like crumbling around him.
Here, if I'm just gonna sneak in.
He's gonna sneak into the cop car.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this the aforementioned? We're gonna have to find a thumbnail for this moment.
Quite possibly. Watch this.
Watching.
Is that stupid,
bro? That's awesome, actually.
It's a cop. Look at that. That is such a weird looking cop car. And then now there's a guy in it. Okay.
It's such a strange looking vehicle, and there's just a villager there.
So this is gonna be your base of operations?
Yeah, betcha.
He's making him mad. So, is there like a specific reference to this? What am I looking at? No?
I just kind of... It's like an abstract painting, right? I kind of just started, and then this is what came out of it.
Yeah, tell me more about your build. So you just wanted to make a crime scene?
I wanted to make a crime scene because of 2 reasons. One, I wanted to get across like the whole like mystery horror thriller thing is like my thing. So like leaving my mark, quote unquote, I wanted to be related to me. And 2 is that a game series that I've been playing through, which I'm finally about to beat, by the way, which I love, is going in my top 10 favorite games of all time for sure, is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. I
Okay.
love that game, and because of all the different like crime scenes in it that you're investigating as Phoenix Wright, I decided to make a crime scene for that reason as well. So like, there's this one scene where they're in a parking garage and they have police tape up everywhere. So that's like kind of what this is supposed to be, is like the body chalk outline of the parking garage. The only thing that I didn't do, which I wish I would have, is built the bright red sports car of Miles Edgingworth in the middle, because the body was hidden in the trunk of his car.
I'm sorry. You know what? I totally blanked, spaced out on the entire like second half of what you were saying.
You recorded it. It's fine.
Okay, I'll hear it in the edit, I suppose.
You'll hear it in the edit.
Oh, this has been insightful.
Truly.
Truly.
This has been a mediocre build with the longest, like, professional CEO of yapping.
Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'll give this a go. You can you can subscribe to me on YouTube or come check me out and look at my videos the very minimalist way that I upload at Dippy Fresh. That's Dippy with the 1, 2 Y's. You'll see it. It's there. I wish I would upload more, but I will.
I forgot about the 1 in your name.
Yep.
Is it?
I
and
have
the 1P also.
I have a Twitter, which is also at Dippy Fresh. It's spelled the exact same way. You'll
Is
see
it the same
as
as your Minecraft username?
Yep, my Minecraft username right here is actually a good baseline. Twitter, YouTube. If you want to, check me out, I don't know what else I really use besides those two. Yeah, no, that's about it. YouTube and Twitter. You can find me there. I had planned on branching out just a little bit, and I plan on making stuff more.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find me in a couple more of Mr. John Skellington's videos.
That's
as
true.
rare as those are, you can find me in the finalist final time Among Us videos.
That's the movie.
There's like three of those.
Yeah, I guess you're in all of them, aren't you?
Yeah,
Most of them?
at least 2 of them, to my recollection.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it.
I just rose up to kind of get a sky view. First of all, whatever Kyle's building is looking crazy.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
But then I'm like looking and I see this like expansive pink forest next to the greenhouse, and then I look to the left and it's just a crime scene.
It's just a big yellow. It's just a bumblebee block in the ground. I love my ugly little thing.
No, it adds a lot. Should I make a sidewalk to it, or is it really just in the middle of the woods?
Nah, bro, it's just separated off in the woods. We have like this beautiful greenhouse paradise, and somebody was just stabbed to death over here.
What even is the cement? Like, it's not even like they got killed in the forest. They got killed in the stone clearing. What was in the stone clearing? Who knows?
Who knows what was here? It was all torn down ages ago. It's just it's stone.
Yeah,
it's just stone here.
You'll have to make some lore because you can hop on the server whenever you want.
Oh yeah, I'll come up with it, and I might expand on it just to make it look like it makes sense.
Yeah, maybe like something used to be there. Like maybe that's a meeting place of some kind. We got the sheep pen going. Wow, we really added a lot in one episode with Kyle being here, just hanging around. Also.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't know what Kyle's gonna make when he's done. This is looking pretty interesting over here.
I saw the sheep in there. I was like, is he stealing? Is he gonna steal my pen? But it's looking more like a fortress, like
like an animal fortress.
I feel like we could PvP here. I thought he put the lava here, but I see now there's just a natural lava pit right below. Isaac, can you say that in Kyle's voice?
Yeah, I can. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Big Funny John Skellington. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Yeah.
That's not my voice.
Yeah, like, comments, and subscribe.
Love you so much for a fun time. Here we go. And you want to see more people every time you're going to see that.
Bye-bye.